Sometimes things just don't go the way you want them to. Hey everybody, M.A. Baxter here. Friends call me Andy, so I hope you do too. Today I want to tell you a little story that goes back to when my son was a young man playing youth league baseball and stuff. He was a fairly good ball player, and he always played age up. He always played with a group of young men who were either a year or 2 years older than him. He was playing in this tournament one time, and the umpire in the tournament was calling strikes at least 4 to 6 inches on the outside of the plate. And that really didn't sit with my son. He struck out 3 times that game. My son came to me after the game. He said, "Dad, the umpire, it was his fault. He was calling strikes 6 inches outside the plate." Well, something you got to understand about my son is he is a rules person. If there's a rule, he's going to follow it. If it comes to board games, baseball, school, whatever, he's going to follow the rules. Well, he couldn't understand why this umpire was calling strikes outside the strike zone. So I had to explain to him that, son, sometimes that's going to happen in life, that there are going to be people who are going to take a rule, kind of bend it for their own purpose. I don't necessarily think that this umpire was bending the rules for his own purpose, but he was consistent and he was calling strikes outside the strike zone. And I told him sometime when people do that, you have to kind of adjust your approach to what you're doing based upon the new standard of where the rule is. In other words, he should have been swinging at the balls when they were 4 inches outside the plate or 6 inches outside the plate. If he knew the umpire was going to be calling it a strike, that's the new strike zone. Well, we've got some folks right now, I think, that are kind of, although they're not technically breaking rules, they are changing the rules or using the rules or bending the rules. I recently heard, just yesterday as a matter of fact, I heard about a certain multi-billionaire who has a lot of influence and sway. He was announced as the single largest contributor, donor to charitable funds last year, to charitable foundations. He donated more money than any other person on the planet. Well, he donated all the money to his own foundation. See, now technically that's in the rules. He gets the accolades, he gets the tax write-offs, he gets all the things that go along with donations. But by donating it to his own foundation, he keeps control of the money. He gets to determine how it gets dispersed, et cetera, et cetera. You know, that doesn't sit real good with me. I kind of think that when you make a charitable donation, you do it from your heart for the goodness of others, but you don't do it specifically for the others. You do it because that's what you're called to do. We're called to tithe, which means give our first fruits to the Lord. Now that can take many different shapes. You could be giving donations to Miracle Children's Network. You can be giving donations to your local church. You can be giving donations to a food bank, but you give your first fruits to the Lord so that he can do his work. Giving it to your foundation that you control, that's not giving your first fruits. I know it seems unfair that this guy has all the wealth and power and control that he has, but it's going to come out in the end. It's all going to wash out in the end because, you know, the big guy, he don't play like that, and he's going to get his back, either the easy way or the hard way. Anyways, that's all I got for you today, folks. Appreciate it. Y'all have a nice day.